Everyone out there, you know what time it is. It's Tualatin Public Library Trivia Time with your host, Doug, bringing you three more rounds of trivia, each with 8 questions. I'm going to go ahead and read you all three rounds, and as usual, take as much time as you need to go back, re-listen, re-watch, contemplate, meditate, phone a friend, etc. Because after I read you the three rounds, I'm going to read you the answers. So, without further ado, let's get started with round number one. It's called It's Full of Stars, and this is celestial body trivia, stars, planets, etc. Here we go. Number one. This constellation was named after a hunter in Greek mythology and is famous for its belt. Constellation named after a hunter in Greek mythology. Number two. In the Northern Hemisphere, the summer one of these is on June 21st or 22nd, the longest day of the year. Summer one of these, the longest day of the year. Number three, when you're talking about sunscreen, what does SPF stand for? What does the acronym mean? And number four, what is the largest planet in our solar system? The largest planet in our solar system. Okay, number five. This type of star is the smallest, coldest, and most common in the Milky Way, makes up about 75% of the stars in our galaxy. This type of star, this classification. Okay, number six. This constellation is named after the Greek word for swan. Named after the Greek word for swan. And number seven. This fictional town serves as the setting for the show Gilmore Girls, the name of the fictional town in Gilmore Girls. And number eight, this planet was named after the messenger of the gods in Roman mythology. Messenger of the gods in Roman mythology. Okay, so that does it for star trivia because we're moving on to round two. This is trivia fuel, or more appropriately, fuel trivia. Trivia about various forms of energy. Number one. This fuel source comes from partially decayed vegetation, primarily moss, and is typically harvested out of bogs. Dug out of a bog. What is this type of fuel? Number two. This western state is one of the least populous in the country, yet it also produces by far the most coal in the USA. Which western state? Number three. This compound comprises the majority of natural gas. Its relative abundance makes it an attractive fuel source. It's a compound that comprises the majority of natural gas. Okay, number four. Once again, more Greek mythology. This Titan was responsible for stealing fire from the gods to give to humanity. Which Titan from Greek mythology stole fire from the gods? Okay, number five. In 1989, this oil tanker struck a reef near Alaska, spilling almost 11 million gallons of oil into the ocean. Pretty awful. What was the name of the oil tanker? And number six, also known as ethyl alcohol, this chemical compound is a clean burning fuel source. It's also known as ethyl alcohol. Okay, similarly, number seven, also known as paraffin or lamp oil, this petroleum-based liquid is less flammable and volatile than gasoline and is used as a source of heat and light, although it's not as popular as it used to be in the Western world. Okay, and number eight, final question for round two. In 2011, this Japanese power plant was hit with an earthquake, which resulted in a nuclear disaster that affected the region greatly. What was the name of the Japanese power plant? Okay, number three, we're going into something a bit more lighthearted. This is Lifetime movies or not. So I'm going to give you the title of a movie with a description, and you need to tell me, is this an actual Lifetime movie or is it fake? Because some of these are real. So I need you to tell me real or fake. For example, number one, a deadly adoption. A couple takes in a pregnant woman in hopes of adopting her baby. real or fake? Number 2, lethal seduction. A mother must save her teenage son from a devious older woman. Number 3, I, me, wed. A woman marries herself. Number 4, one Dave at a time. A woman is wooed by several men, all of whom are named Dave. Number 5, 1-800-MURDER. A plucky retiree investigates the suspicious murder of telemarketers. I'm sure we've all had those urges. Number 6, Abra-Kababy. A magician copes with being pregnant while also headlining in Vegas. Number 7, flirting with 40. A 40-year-old woman finds love with a younger man in Hawaii. And number 8, crowned and dangerous. A beauty queen is suspected of murder. So which one of those are real? Which are fake? Take as much time as you need to go ahead and rewatch, re-listen, because I'm going right into the answers starting now. Round 1, constellation named after a Greek hunter, Orion. The summer solstice is the longest day of the year. SPF stands for Sun Protection Factor, and the largest planet in our solar system is Jupiter. It's 2.5 times the mass of all other planets in our solar system combined. Number 5, the smallest, coldest, and most common type of star in the Milky Way is the red dwarf. And a constellation named after the Greek word for swan is Cygnus. And number 7, a fictional town serves as the setting in Gilmore Girls, Stars Hollow. Number 8, planet named after the messenger of the gods in Roman mythology. This is Mercury. And moving on to trivia fuel. A fuel source coming from decayed vegetation, peat, as in peat bogs. And number 2, the state that produces the most coal in the USA is actually Wyoming. Kind of interesting. And the compound that comprises the majority of natural gas is methane. And in Greek mythology, the titan that stole fire to give to the gods is Prometheus. And number 5, a oil tanker that struck a reef near Alaska, spilling 11 million gallons of oil in 1989, the Exxon Valdez. Pretty awful. Also known as ethyl alcohol, ethanol. And also known as paraffin or lamp oil, this is kerosene. And the Japanese power plant that had a meltdown in 2011 as the result of an earthquake, Fukushima Daiichi, named after the prefecture in which it was located. And Lifetime movies or not. Deadly Adoption, couple takes in a pregnant woman in hopes of adopting her baby, real movie. As is Lethal Seduction, a mother must save her teenage son from a devious older woman. That's also real. So is number 3, I, Me, Wed, a woman marries herself. Talk about self-love and acceptance. But number 4, One Dave at a Time is not real. Apparently you can be wooed by several Daves at once. 1-800-MURDER, plucky retiree investigates the suspicious murder of telemarketers, also fake, not a real Lifetime movie. Neither is Abra-Kababy, number 6, a magician copes with being pregnant while also headlining in Vegas. Number 7, flirting with 40, however, is real. A 40-year-old woman finds love with a younger man in Hawaii. And finally, crowned and dangerous, a beauty queen is suspected of murder. This is also real. So it's a great time during quarantine to load up Lifetime, watch some high quality programming when you're not watching me, Doug, with Tualatin Public Library's trivia. Thank you all so much, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.